Forest Lodge wasn't supposed to cause this much chaos, but then again, involving Meghan Markle and Prince Harry ever unfolds quietly. This isn't just about a house in Windsor Great Park. It's not about architecture, history, or moving trucks. This is about power, optics, and who gets to win in the unspoken battle of royal status. And unfortunately for Meghan, it looks like Catherine just walked away with the crown jewel, both literally and symbolically. Let's back up a little. Forest Lodge is massive. We're talking lakes, tennis courts, sprawling rose gardens, 8 bedrooms, and enough privacy to make any Hollywood star jealous. But here's the kicker. William and Catherine aren't just moving in, they're paying for the whole thing out of their own pocket. No taxpayer funds, no royal allowance, no Netflix check. Just cold hard cash from their own royal wallets. And apparently, that fact alone sent Meghan into a tailspin. Why? Because Forest Lodge wasn't just any house to her. Years ago, when she and Harry were still semi-royal darlings, Meghan reportedly had her eyes set on it. She and Harry even toured it, likely imagining themselves sipping organic tea on the back patio while plotting their next media move. She saw it as her dream home, the real I made it property. So imagine the burn when she found out Catherine is the one who gets to call it home now. And make no mistake, this wasn't a silent burn. Insiders say Meghan's reaction was anything but chill. Allegedly, she's been obsessing over every single detail. Square footage, furniture upgrades, even the fireplace modifications William and Catherine applied for. The word bitter barely does it justice. Forest Lodge became this giant mirror reflecting back everything Meghan feels she missed out on. And Harry? He's apparently not helping the situation. According to sources, he's taken on the role of professional complainer, walking around Montecito muttering things like, "It should have been us. They always get everything." He's reportedly keeping a mental scorecard of who's winning what. Catherine gets a mansion, Meghan gets Instagram pasta videos, William gets public admiration, Harry gets, well, another Netflix project no one asked for. What makes this even more brutal is the contrast. Catherine isn't flaunting anything. No interviews, no passive-aggressive podcast episodes, no woe is me documentaries. She's just doing what royals are actually supposed to do. Quietly living, gracefully renovating, and not making a fuss. In royal terms, that's basically a mic drop. But Meghan allegedly isn't letting this go. Reports say she's been brainstorming new content ideas that somehow loop back to Forest Lodge. Think titles like The Royal Home That Got Away or How I Almost Became the Queen of Windsor. She's allegedly pitching Netflix miniseries ideas based on real estate heartbreaks. It's like the house has become her white whale. Meanwhile, William and Catherine are moving in without the PR circus. No headlines about tantrums, no behind-the-scenes drama leaks, just quiet elegance and a fresh coat of paint. And the public? They love it. Catherine's approval ratings are soaring, while Meghan's TikTok fandom is busy arguing with royal historians in comment sections. What really stings, though, is that this wasn't even a direct battle. Catherine didn't steal anything, she didn't throw shade. She just made a move that perfectly aligns with everything Meghan's been chasing. Status, elegance, and a narrative the public eats up. And that, more than anything else, is driving the alleged meltdown. Forest Lodge isn't just bricks and ivy, it's a statement, a quiet, sprawling flex by the Wales family that's reportedly become Meghan's worst nightmare. According to insiders, the moment photos of the estate surfaced, Meghan started spiraling. Not because she misses England, not because she wants to return to the firm, but because someone else got what she allegedly believed was supposed to be hers. And worse, Catherine made it look effortless. Behind the scenes, Meghan's reportedly comparing every inch of Forest Lodge to her Montecito mansion. Not just casually, sources say it's turned into a full-on obsession. How many acres, how many bathrooms, custom drapes, or high-end restoration hardware? Every update from Windsor apparently sends Meghan further down the rabbit hole of royal envy. She's reportedly muttering under her breath about symmetry, prestige, and who really deserves a bigger kitchen island. The real sting? Forest Lodge came with zero drama. William and Catherine didn't need to beg for permission, plead with the press, or convince the world they earned it. They just bought it, paid for it, moved in. Meanwhile, Meghan and Harry once spent $2.5 million renovating Frogmore Cottage, a property that wasn't even close in scale, and the press dragged them for weeks. Now they're watching William and Catherine claim a $16 million property with applause echoing from every corner of the UK. It's not even about the money anymore. It's about perception. Meghan reportedly can't stomach the fact that Catherine is being celebrated for the exact kind of lifestyle move she once tried to make. Forest Lodge is being hailed as tasteful, classic, and quietly regal. Montecito, on the other hand, has become more of a punchline than a palace, especially now that Netflix hasn't exactly turned it into a blockbuster backdrop. And then there's Harry. If Meghan is the fire, he's the smoke alarm going off nonstop. He's allegedly sulking in private, frustrated with the headlines, and constantly revisiting the what-ifs. What if they had stayed? What if they'd played the game better? What if they had waited just a little longer before pulling the plug? Sources close to the couple say he brings up Forest Lodge more than Meghan does, always with the same energy, resentment dressed up as reflection. But here's where things get strange. Meghan's reportedly turning that resentment into storyboards. Allegedly, she's brainstorming Netflix pitches centered around real estate rivalry. One idea being floated is a documentary series about homes that define history, conveniently kicking off with the Sussexes' own housing journey. Another involves a tongue-in-cheek comparison of palaces versus mansions. It's not satire, it's an attempt to flip the narrative to make Meghan the voice of modern royalty while simultaneously shading the traditional path. People close to Catherine say she isn't paying attention. She's busy renovating, organizing, and picking out wallpaper. Zero tweets, no strategic leaks, just quiet grace and new curtains. And somehow, that silence has been louder than any interview Meghan's ever done. Allegedly, that contrast is what's driving Meghan up the wall. Catherine's not trying to compete, she's not flexing, she's not even responding. But in doing so, she's winning. Meghan reportedly can't figure out how someone doing less can get more praise. And when the public sees Catherine strolling through Forest Lodge with her kids and a cup of tea, it's game over in the perception war. The house isn't the issue. It's what it represents. Peace, stability, and a graceful glow-up that didn't require a single dramatic headline. And in the battle of image versus impact, Catherine may have just delivered the final blow without saying a word. Harry's been pacing, not physically, but mentally, replaying old conversations, digging up past decisions, overanalyzing what went wrong. To him, Forest Lodge is more than a house. It's a brutal reminder that he's no longer in the game. While his brother is nesting in royal luxury with the public's approval, Harry's allegedly stuck across the Atlantic, narrating grievances to anyone who will listen. What hurts more is how little noise William and Catherine made. No press tours, no strategic interviews, no PR campaigns. Just a quiet relocation to what's now being dubbed their forever home. That phrase alone reportedly makes Meghan bristle. Forever. That's the word she wanted attached to her and Harry's royal identity. Instead, they got temporary. Frogmore was never the dream, it was the compromise. Forest Lodge, that was supposed to be the crown jewel. Now, it's being celebrated as a masterstroke of royal evolution. The Wales family isn't just moving in, they're moving forward. And all of it without stirring controversy. The upgrades, elegant, the financing, private, the headlines, glowing. One commentator even described Catherine walking through the gardens as the image of modern monarchy. And that alone allegedly sent Meghan into a full-blown rage spiral, because for years, she tried to become that image, only to be cast as the villain in someone else's fairy tale. And she's not letting go. Behind closed doors, Meghan's reportedly been scripting a redemption arc. One version includes reclaiming her narrative through a docuseries on reinvention. Another involves leveraging her home as the ultimate aesthetic counter to Windsor. Marble countertops, curated bookshelves, natural light pouring into a casually royal kitchen. If Catherine has Forest Lodge, Meghan wants her Montecito mansion to be the cooler California version, except this time curated for prestige, not pity. The problem is, the internet isn't buying it. Royal watchers and even former fans are starting to notice the pattern. Every time Catherine thrives, Meghan responds with noise. Every move becomes a headline war, and Forest Lodge has turned into the newest battleground. But it's one Meghan reportedly can't win. Because no amount of architectural envy, whisper comparisons, or Netflix brainstorms can erase the brutal truth. The house is taken, and so is the narrative. And it's not just Meghan facing that sting. Harry, too, is reportedly frustrated by how effortlessly his brother pulled it off. A historic estate, public support, family unity, all without fanfare. While Harry continues to voice his emotional bruises, William stays silent. That silence, sharp and strategic, keeps the spotlight where it belongs, on progress, not problems. Allegedly, what's eating Meghan alive isn't the size of Forest Lodge. It's what it symbolizes: status, acceptance, the graceful ascent. And seeing Catherine wear that crown without needing to chase it is reportedly unbearable. Meghan once imagined herself filming royal documentaries in halls like those. Instead, she's filming lifestyle clips in a kitchen that screams trying too hard. The contrast is brutal. But the story doesn't end with houses. It ends with perception. Meghan and Harry are still locked in the court of public opinion, trying to convince the world they're the relatable royals. But the more they speak, the more Catherine's silence echoes. That's the real win. Not just the keys to Forest Lodge, but the grace to let others self-destruct while you simply decorate. Forest Lodge is no longer just a property. It's the scoreboard. And right now, it's reading loud and clear. William and Catherine, settled, respected, thriving. Meghan and Harry, bitter, scrambling, stuck in a narrative loop they can't seem to escape, because you can't build a fairy tale on envy. And that's a truth Forest Lodge makes impossible to ignore.